What's going on, everybody? This is Ray Larson from Long Island Parks, and we're actually here. Figured I would take a little walk in the Pine Barrens really quick, where everything burned. What's kind of interesting is I'm at the trailhead right now. So behind me, I have actually. This talks about the fires that happened a while ago. Yeah. This is all the information that happened before in '95, basically, where it's basically talking about it was the driest in 71 years, which the pine and scrub oak forests in central Suffolk County were tinderary and ready to explode into flame, and that was in August, on August 21st. Basically, 1,800 acres were on fire. It was believed to be caused by human activity. Basically, started at the DEC's Rocky Point Natural Resources Management Area, and then all of a sudden, this area became engulfed in flames as well. It was pretty bad, actually, back then in '95. They did a phenomenal job, but ever since then, they started doing control burns to try and mitigate some of those fires from happening again. Just make sure I docked my car. And so the trailhead that we're on, by the way, is basically that road behind me goes to Rebirth Airfield, and yeah. So the fire, I don't even know if this is a trail, to be honest, because I tried to find it. Did not look like it. Looked like it did a pretty quick loop. But the fire here burned quite a bit, as you're probably aware of if you've seen the news. Pretty devastating, to be honest. But to be honest as well, this is like a weird trail. Oof, tight spots. I feel like this is like more of a hunting trail. Oh, that's actually good. This trail just stops. So the trail doesn't go anywhere. It was a trailhead. Oh, maybe actually. Nope, it just goes around the tree. Yeah, okay. It just goes around the tree. It's very tight. It seems more like a deer trail than anything. So I kind of want to get to where the fires are, which I know that's actually way further down, and more towards Sunrise, which is actually where I'm walking, but opposite direction. So anyway, kind of going back to the fires, in my opinion, I think it's not a terrible thing that happened. It's because the pines, if you ever look at our pine needles here, they actually, in order for them to open, they have to get on fire. That's what's weird and natural about the Pine Barrens. For it to regrow, it needs fire. Wow, this tree is down. I think they actually, it looks like they drove right through this. Let's see if I could change my camera. All right, so I was saying, basically, you can kind of see where some of the GIs came through. It looks like one came through this. There was no fire here, so to speak, but you can kind of see it here as well. This was all ran over, basically. Well, and this is what I was talking about. You see how these are now actually opening up. This is a pine, and that's what has to happen, is that the fire heats these up and then they expand, and this is the seed. This is how the pines, the scrub pines and everything like that, and the Pine Barrens needs to survive. Right now, if you're looking here, look at all of these are just pines. These are needles that are dead, and it creates very fluffy like conditions when you're hiking, to be honest, or when you're walking through this area. And this is kindled. It's all dry. So there could be something that ignites it, to be honest. And you know, you're basically looking at a forest fire. When you're walking, like this is not rough terrain, so to speak. But I'm gonna switch this back over to me. So hi again. So yeah, like this is basically when you're walking through this. And by the way, if you're interested in the trail, that's Sunrise Highway. And I always forget the name of that road. If I remember it, I'll throw it somewhere on the video. But that goes to Gaberski. This is basically the off-ramp. And here's the fence. It's right here. I guess the camera doesn't want to look at it. There's the fence to Sunrise. And yeah, so I'm just going to take a little walk here. So I think it's a hiking trail, basically. Or it was supposed to be. And see if we can see some of that fire that happens. No, that's concrete. That's weird. But anyway, yeah, so like it's actually interesting. I don't usually see the pine trees open like this, actually. So if I could close this. Which you should be able to see right here. Like, I don't usually see them open like this. This is, to me, kind of interesting. Even like this one is a little more open than normal. Typically when I look at pine needles, they look like something like that, or even like this, where they're somewhat open. But these are, you know, naturally they're supposed to heat up, basically. Let's go back to me. They're supposed to heat back up, and then they expand at that point, right? And then when they drop, you're good. And what's also unique about the fires, when it comes to the Pine Barrens, is that it basically gets rid of all the scrub and all the stuff on the forest floor. So fire is actually healthy for the Pine Barrens itself to thrive. Let's see. I actually feel like firefighters came in this way and probably cleared some of this out. So a lot of this is actually new. You can actually see, I'm not going to go any further because I actually don't know if the trail is clear. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't know where that goes, to be honest. But yeah, this looks pretty new. So maybe they walked in here. If you're a firefighter, feel free to comment if this is one of the places that you checked out. Again, like Sunrise is right there. So I'm gonna actually go a little bit further down, see if I could check out the other burn areas, because there are so many acres that this went up on. But plus, you're going for a walk or a hike in the Pine Barrens, you don't want to listen to Sunrise. Although I tend to tune it out, and I like to think of it as water, running water or something like that. So in the background when I'm deep in the woods. Ooh. But yeah, I'm kind of happy nobody really got hurt. Except for that one guy's business that I think was affected, which sucks. But New York State's got to do controlled burns. Like walking on like a cloud right now of just pine needles, dead pine needles. That's just aching to fortunately catch on fire one day, and we got ourselves our issues. And because it's also the Pine Barrens, it's just very dense wood area. So, where did I come in? Did I come this way? Did. Huh. I don't remember walking. Oh, no, I came in from that way. This is where you get mixed up in the Pine Barrens. Alright, I have to squeeze through here. Nope. Nope. One bad part about the Pine Barrens, get mixed up really fast. There we go. Where's my trail? There it is. All right. Here we are, back on track. All right. All right, so yeah, well, let's go back to the car and see if we go check out the other areas. All right, so I know, you've seen the fires and everything as it is. If you're on the news, you've definitely seen it. But if you haven't, this is kind of a little peek of what the Pine Barrens looks like. Yeah, basically this is what most of the Pine Barrens inside, all the miles and everything like that would look like. Basically just all burned and charred. Again, you can kind of see like the difference here. Like this is all recent fire that just happened, and then this was in the past. I think there was actually another fire in the last couple of years. All this is just scrub and stuff, and you can kind of see some pines actually starting to grow here, which is nice. And then you have all your other pines back there. But this is supposed to happen. And then on the other side of the road, you can actually see right there is where they kind of ran into it. But these are basically scrub pines. This is really what like the Pine Barrens should be, right? Is all of these scrub pines basically. They're not really tall pine trees. They're those scraggly things like this one here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Like this one right here, where it's kind of just, if you look at it, it's not tall. It kind of just goes all over the place. Scrub pines, right? Same with these. These are scrub pines. They could get pretty tall, but they burn, right? So they will. They don't really get that tall. So, oops. Oh. In the past, there's theories actually that the Pine Barrens was not supposed to burn. It's not supposed to. It was never really like the way it is now. If I remember reading somewhere that somebody theorized that these pine trees were actually just as tall and big as that of the Pacific and the Pacific Northwest, the PNW basically, and they all got cut down when the back in the colonial days basically. The Pine Barrens was just ginormous, beautiful trees that that dwarfed everything. They weren't supposed to burn basically. They were solid trees, but yeah, devastating. I'm gonna see if I can find a trailhead up ahead, and maybe we could take a little bit of a walk and kind of just see what the devastation looks like on the ground, on the ground level, instead of just standing on the side of the road, which, as you can see, I am doing right now. I'd rather go for a hike and actually see it. So let's see if we could do that. All right, so I actually drove a couple of minutes down the road, not even, and I see where the fire actually jumped over into Gabursky Airport. But this is looks like a nice little trail to take. I don't know what it was at one point, so I do remember seeing this though when I would drive by just randomly, and it was all overgrown at one point. And now this is like the core, it looks like, of where the fire was. So all these pines. It's crazy, charred up. driven over. It was interesting, actually. It's kind of cool to see this. But if you look at these pines, I'm actually, let me turn this around. So if you look at this pine, look at that. All inside here is fine. And that's the seed right there, right? It opened, like I was explaining before. The seed, the pine, opened. And you even see them over here. And that's what's supposed to happen when these things burn. Now this is this will fall to the ground, and the ash and stuff like that will, that's gonna give it life, right? This whole place will be all scrub and all pine, Long Island special pine trees. It's just going to regrow, basically. And where there's destruction, there's always life. I see a bunch of nice birds. There's a couple of, hey, robins, I think. Not really a birder. But yeah, this is the pines after the fire. Oh, that's a woodpecker. Oh, wow. I think that's a woodpecker. Definitely not going to be able to see it on my phone. Look at that. That's beautiful. Should have taken my camera. All right. Let's keep going, I guess. All right. So we came here to look at the Pine Barrens. Now, this is a weird service road. It's concrete. It's pavement. Oh, that's a little interesting while we're walking. This is that's a concrete marker right there. So, one thing to note about the Pine Barrens that people find fascinating when I talk about it, I thought it was just common knowledge, to be honest. They used to bomb the Pine Barrens before they realized how how important it was to our ecology. Yeah, if you're kind of like, wait, what? Look it up. I swear to God. They used to bomb the Pine Barrens. It's weird to say. Back in like World War II, I want to say. World War One. Wow, this is insane. The road's right there. Sunrise is right there. I could barely hear it. And it's all burned. You can see some of the GI tracks still chilling there. Obviously, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but still very interesting to see. You can see it right over there. You see the tracks. Anyway, back to what I was saying. They used to bomb the Pine Barrens. Basically, it was all barren. Get it? Pine Barrens. It was all barren, and they had target practice. Long Island had a ton of military Air Force bases. So they needed somewhere to practice. And since it was desolate out here, they basically sorry, I thought I heard something. Basically just bombed it. Target practice. So where I am right now, I mean, Kuberski is on the other side, obviously, right? Now, me being on this side, there were some, I guess, ammo depots over this way, or they bombed over this way. I can't really figure out which one is which, but you know, they had to do some cleanup, and maybe this road goes to that, maybe it doesn't, which is probably why it's an actual road and seems like it was paved. But yeah, oh, this is cool. The burn actually went that way, it looks like, but I can still see it on this side as well. So it looks like it got saved a little bit here. You can definitely see brush truck damage, which again, they did a great job. Really quick too, compared to the last time this place went on fire. It's interesting, I see like tin, kind of, there's like old garbage cans every now and then. So, back to the whole bombing of the Pine Barrens. It's a fun fact, and I'll actually put a picture in the video. So, note to future me, put that up now, and what you'll see, hopefully on screen, is a picture of rock formations or rocks of a Japanese destroyer and or a Japanese aircraft carrier. And what they would do is fly out of one of the Air Force bases, which again, there was a ton, and they would bomb them for target practice. And that was here on the Pine Barrens. Whoa, that's a bulldozer. I guess they maybe they're making fire breaks, because now here I am, and I know, I'm sorry, kind of going everywhere on this video. It doesn't look like there's any burn. Scratch that. Definitely burned. Just not as bad. Oh yeah. Look at these pine trees. These are nice. Again, the pine from earlier. If you're skipping around, you're probably not like, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, this pine here, it kind of like goes all over the place, right? It's not like a pine tree that's just like straight up, or a little curvy here and there. These pines, they go all over the place. I'm not part of the Pine Barrens Commission or anything, so I don't know 100% why they do that. So if you know, go ahead and leave a comment, let everyone know. But yeah, they kind of go all over the place. Again, unique for Long Island. It's just unique in general. It's really only one other ecosystem like this, and that would be in New Jersey, which has a Pine Barrens as well. Very similar trees, very similar ecosystem, where it does have to burn and then the pines release and open up. But they do control burns, from my understanding, so their fires are not as bad. And plus, there's like nobody that lives in there. They have like small towns here and there because they are ginormous. Kind of like what the Pine Barrens on Long Island used to be, where if you look at an old map and some old books, you'll actually see that the Pine Barrens actually went all the way out to like Islip and stuff like that. So, not a fork in the road. That was a good walk. That way or that way. So what's interesting is that, see all that's sand, loose sand. Again, that is not, I'm not seeing that much burn. I think the burn went that way, but it also is straight. The way this fire went is a little interesting. Maybe I'll go to the development after this walk and to see if there's anything there. But before I got to the rudely interrupted by the fork in the road. Now I'm just walking the Pine Barrens, by the way. No burn around here. This is like the actual scrub pines and stuff. But anyway, New Jersey Pine Barrens. They're just, if you walked there or drove through it, you literally just feel like home right now. I feel like this for the most part. So, yeah, this is incredible. Sorry, now I'm dedicated to see where this road goes. But what's interesting is, if you ever do actually drive through the Pine Barrens or hike, which I have done on several occasions, you'll find like random stuff. It's interesting. Old roads that were, I guess, supposed to be developments, or they were just actual roads that older settlers used to use. Is this thing on? Yeah, it is. As well as some of the, like I said, fire break roads, and some of the old military roads, which I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Alright, I'm just going to go a little bit further. I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm going to stop here, and I'll come back if I see anything or find anything, and we'll talk. Alright. Alright. So, I know this is about the burns and stuff like that, but yeah, I finally made it to one of those spots. I was checking the map, and this is actually a depression inside. This is just sand, basically. Nothing grows there. You can see little scrubs here and there, but if I recall correctly, when I looked this up, this was actually the Army of Engineers came in here, and they actually went through a bunch of the places, and from old maps, which again, let's see if I could magically get that somewhere on this video, I believe there was actually structures here. So the road that I took to get here, which I thought was like a fire break, just so happened to take me here, and there was pavement, basically. So maybe I'll try and come back here another time, bring some friends or something, and we can actually take a look and go a little bit deeper. It's starting to, you can see the sun starting to go down a little bit, so I'm pretty actually far from the road. So I'm going to actually start heading back. Then I'm going to check out the neighborhood, the development that's there for Rebirth, and see if there's any fire damage over there that we could see as well. So now I'm heading back, but yeah, you can see the gravel, and as you can see, also there's no fire here, since that's what this video was meant for. Now it looks like it didn't hit down this way, which is good. Again, you know, Pine Barrens are supposed to burn. You can actually see here. I'm actually going to take, ooh, prickly. Yeah, I can't grab that. But you can see here, this is a intact pine. So you see how this is different than what we had before, where the other ones they're opened up, right? These are cocoons, basically. They are solid shut, so animals can't get to it and eat the seeds, all that stuff. Any pine tree I see, is that you? Huh? I was thinking there's a couple of hawks flying around. So all these pine trees, they're solid shut. All right, those pine cones are shut. When the fire happens, they open up, they fall, get into the ground, and because of the way they've evolved, I guess, over the years, generations, they will, the core of them will survive. And when they actually get rooted, they will spread and they will grow again. Just like that magnificent one right there. All right, otherwise we'll get some scrubs as well, which I think this is all scrub pine. Because on the other side by the Water Authority, that is the scrub Pine Barrens. You can actually take a nice little loop walk, but get little scrubbies like this. These are just little, these are, I think they're called dwarf pines, is the technical term. You should probably go on a hike with somebody from the Pine Barrens. It's a hint if you're with the Pine Barrens Association and you want to come onto the channel. Feel free to email me, liparks.com/contact. Would love to chat with you guys. Just any of the park, actually. But digressing again. Yeah. I love pine trees. Especially these pines. They're just, I feel like there's something unique about them, which there is. There's only 2 places in the world exist that are like our Pine Barrens, which is again Long Island and then New Jersey. Pine Barrens. Do a little shameless plug here. This is my Long Island Pine Barrens shirt. If you like it, come check it out on my Etsy shop or the store. Just visit liparks.com. Look for something that says shop or Etsy, and you can grab yours today. Well, I'd appreciate the support. So I'm gonna skip again into the hike a little bit. This video is probably getting long. To back when we hit the burn area. Ooh, sand. And you can see the difference between what's behind me. Nice green, lush pine. To the black burn. So, all right, here we go. Hey, so obviously I am not on the Pine Barrens at this point. I did check out the development that borders the Pine Barrens. There was no fires over that way. Just kind of giving an update on the video. I did hike back, obviously. Yeah, I have a little bit of the fires. It seems like all my stuff started to die. So I don't really have that video to show you. But you can go back into the video. I know this has been really long for YouTube, at least. So I definitely appreciate if you've made it this far, and thank you for watching. Like the video, typical YouTube stuff. Like the video, subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. Leave a comment if you saw some stuff, or if you were fighting, and just kind of, your experience, and all of that fun stuff. If you want to see more videos like this, just let me know as well. I'll probably post this on Facebook as well. I kind of do a little bit of both YouTube and Facebook for my long form videos. But yeah, So just feel free to like it, subscribe, or follow me on Facebook, which is just Long Island Parks or liparks.com. And I really appreciate you, like I said, staying this far in the video. All right, I'll catch you next time.